guys, today I wanted to talk about food. So today I'm going to be showing lots of foods. I am going to be sharing foods that I like to eat in order to stay fit, get fit, or lose weight. I did want to mention, obviously I'm not a doctor, but this is what works for me. We all have different bodies, so what works for me might not work for you. So these are just ideas. I'm going to be sharing lots of food. I love food. I love cooking, and I don't think that you have to starve yourself or like drastically reduce your calories or anything like that in order to get fit or lose weight or maintain your weight. So I just wanted to put that out there. I think it's so important to learn your own body. I know for me that lean protein and lots of fruits and vegetables work the best for me, and I don't feel deprived and I don't feel, like I'm starving or anything like that, and I enjoy my food. Okay, here is all of the food. Now I do have some food in my freezer, and this is just the produce that I have on hand. Obviously, we have multiples of all of this, but I do switch up the produce and buy what's in season and have a pretty good variety. So one thing that I do is use vanilla unsweetened almond milk in my coffee instead of a sweetened creamer. I don't use sugar or anything. Now don't turn this video off and think I'm crazy lady that's telling you to give up sugar in your coffee. For my body, it works. I have found that when I don't eat sugar, I feel a million times better. My abdominal area is much leaner, and it's just a lot easier for me to get toned. I have given up sugar for long periods of time, and now I usually only eat it about once a month when we have company and we have dessert, or every once in a while we'll go out to get ice cream or something. So it's typically about once a month. So that's just an option. I have found that if I just make my coffee and put about a quarter of a cup of this vanilla unsweetened almond milk, it's still really good. Okay, for breakfast, I like to have smoothies a lot. I like to use this vanilla unsweetened almond milk with really ripe bananas. I like to freeze my bananas. These are some that I'm about to put in the freezer. I like that because it gives the smoothie a nice thickness, and I like to eat it with a spoon, and I just really like that. So I have some smoothie recipes, and I'll link them below. I have, a few different ones that you might like. I also like to add crunchy almond butter to my smoothies. It gives it a really great flavor and makes it a little more filling, and it has some protein. So I really like smoothies. I also really like eggs in the morning, and I have found that my body just feels better and performs better if I have enough protein. And I know some of you may be vegan or vegetarian and may have some different options, but I'm just sharing what works for me. So for eggs, I like to scramble them, and sometimes I will saute some baby spinach with some red bell pepper and onion, and that's really delicious. I also like to cook them over easy and have them over gluten-free toast. I do eat gluten-free, by the way, just because I have to. You could do whole wheat toast. A few things with that. One thing that I like to do is just spray the pan with this olive oil. This is just, I think it's, let's see, Prepara brand. I got it at Target. I also really like the misto, and you basically just put your own oil in there and you can spray it on the pan. This is nice because then you don't need all that butter that you would normally use to cook an egg. So that's just an option. I don't put any butter on the toast. I just put my egg on it and let the yolk kind of ooze over it, and it's really good. And you may have seen those in my What I Eat videos. Also, sometimes when I do scrambled eggs, I will chop some tomato, some avocado, maybe some red onion and cilantro just to change it up. And like I said, I'll do the red pepper and onion and spinach, and that's a really good filling breakfast for me. I usually do 2 in the morning. If I am really trying to tone up and if I want to lose weight at any point. I have just skipped the bread in the morning and just done the scrambled eggs, and a lot of times I just do that anyway, just because I really need the protein. Okay, as far as snacks go, one thing that I really like are apples with a little bit of crunchy almond butter. It's really good. I like the crunchy salted almond butter from Trader Joe's. Now, you do have to kind of watch it a little bit with nut butters because they do have quite a few calories and fat. Now, the fat is better fat, so it's a lot better than eating French fries, but you can't just, eat like half the jar. So I really like that for snacks. I also really like to snack on nuts. So my favorites are walnuts. I also really like the dry roasted almonds from Trader Joe's, and neither of these are salted. I used to eat pumpkin seeds a lot, and those are really good snacks. I ate them so many times that I got tired of them for a while, but those are really good snacks. I really like crunchy, and nuts have protein, so they will keep you full longer, and that's another reason why I really like the almond butter. I'm sure you know that nuts are high in fat. It is the monounsaturated fat, so it is a healthier fat, and they do have a lot of protein, so they will keep you full. Another thing that I like to keep on hand to snack on is popcorn, in case I want something crunchy. I really like to make my popcorn and add coconut oil. This is so good. So I just cook it on the stove top with some coconut oil, and then I will add some salt. I did want to mention that I really like the Himalayan pink salt. It's a little healthier for you. It doesn't taste as salty, to me at least, so that's a really great thing to have on hand as well. So if I'm like really wanting something crunchy, I will usually make popcorn, and it's nice because you can make a lot of it if you're just like really in the mood to like munch on something. So I just thought I would throw that out there. Okay, I'm kind of going all over the place, but hopefully this is okay. I'm giving you lots of ideas. All right, let's talk about ways to sweeten our food if you are trying to reduce or eliminate sugar. I really like real maple syrup. I get this huge jug from Costco. It's really delicious. And also raw honey. Now, because I try to really reduce sugar, I don't eat a ton of these. But say you have something and it just needs a little sweetness, or you're just not really going to want to eat it, you can add a little bit of maple syrup or honey. Now, lots of people have different opinions about honey. There are a lot of nutritional benefits to honey, and some people say that our bodies process it just like we would sugar or, refined sugar. So it's kind of up to you, but those are the things that I use instead of sugar. And again, I don't use a ton of them. For cooking, I really like coconut oil. Sometimes if I saute some vegetables and want to put a little something, I'll put just a little bit of coconut oil, healthier fat. And I also use a lot of extra virgin olive oil. So if I'm sauteing something, I will use this. I also like to keep balsamic vinegar on hand because it's really great on salads. Sometimes if I don't have a dressing on hand, I will just do a little bit of olive oil because it is a healthy fat and you do need those, and some balsamic vinegar. I also like olive oil and lemon juice and maybe some garlic. That's great on salads as well. I love fresh fruit for snacks, so I keep a lot of fruit on hand. I had a huge bowl of strawberries, but we've been eating them and I just bought some more at the grocery store. I love grapes. I really like any kind of fruit. We have bananas, they aren't ripe yet. You can do like a cucumber salad and keep it in your fridge in case you just are hungry and you want something that's crisp and delicious, I have a avocado cucumber salad recipe on my channel. So that is delicious. Sometimes I'll have that for lunch. So it's cucumbers, cilantro, tomato, and avocado. Also, make sure that you flavor your food really well, because you don't have to eat bland food in order to get fit or to lose weight. I like to keep a lot of things on hand. So again, I keep cilantro, garlic, onion, red onion, tomatoes, peppers. Sometimes I'll have yellow or orange peppers, and really just play around. Sometimes I just make stuff up based on what we have in the refrigerator, or I'll have a little bit of something left over from dinner and I'll just start sauteing a bunch of vegetables and throw it in there and make some concoction, and it's delicious. So I'm sure you probably keep onion and garlic and all of that on hand, but I just wanted to remind you that you don't have to eat really bland food in order to lose weight. Also, we like to keep a ton of fresh vegetables on hand. I love fruits and vegetables, and these are just what we happen to have: broccoli and cauliflower. I love roasting Brussels sprouts. You can steam your broccoli or your cauliflower. I like to roast my cauliflower in the oven with some garlic, olive oil. I have a video on that. Any videos that I can think of for healthy foods, I will link those below. Don't be afraid to try new vegetables at the grocery store, because you might find things that you really love, and they can be really filling and nutritious. So you can really load up your plate with fresh vegetables and like a protein or something. Like if you eat chicken or shrimp or whatever, you can have that with a big side of vegetables, and it will be very filling but still nutritious. One thing that I like to keep on hand for lunches is tuna. I love this skipjack tuna from Costco, but any tuna is good. Sometimes I will have like a lettuce wrap, so I'll just have like a big romaine lettuce leaf and I will put the tuna on there. I really like chopped onion and celery in my tuna, or some red pepper and onion in my tuna, and it's really good and filling. There is so much protein in tuna. I also like to do salads a lot for lunches, and sometimes I just have a plain salad, but I really have found that I need something that's a little more filling. So what I like to do is keep baby spinach on hand. I really like baby spinach. It's very nutritious. I like to keep romaine. Sometimes I will do baby greens, and then I'll keep a variety of vegetables, and I'll mix it up from time to time. Sometimes I'll have mushrooms, and you can put apples in your salad and nuts, but obviously, you know, you have to, like I said, with the nuts, you can't go too crazy. And then to make it more filling, sometimes I will do like hard-boiled eggs. Sometimes I will keep some hard-boiled eggs in the refrigerator to have with my salad at lunchtime so that it will fill me up. Another great thing is to use leftover meat that you have from dinner, or if you're like grilling some chicken breasts, grill a couple extra and slice them up and keep them in your refrigerator so that you can put that on your salad at lunchtime. You could also do some shrimp if you maybe have some skewers that you can grill some shrimp on, or you could bake it in the oven. You could do for lunch like a side of vegetables and some salmon or chicken breast or whatever. And again, just think about when you're making dinner, think about your lunch and make a little extra. We really like brown rice pasta. My favorite is the brown rice and quinoa pasta from Trader Joe's. They also make brown rice and quinoa spaghetti. Again, at least I do. My family doesn't have to eat gluten-free, but I do. So this is what I usually use when I make dinner. It's a little healthier. I would say one good thing that you could do is try to give up white pasta and maybe switch to wheat pasta. Brown rice pasta can be a little difficult to get used to, especially if you don't have to eat it. But the brown rice and quinoa pasta is a little firmer, so it's not as mushy as brown rice pasta, and it's delicious and nutritious. When I am trying to get really toned up or to lose, if I'm trying to lose weight, I will really limit the amount of pasta and rice and bread that I eat, and sometimes I will actually cut it out. There are a lot of calories, a lot of starch, and everything in pasta. That doesn't mean you have to, give it up entirely or forever, but what I usually do is just have it like once a day. And I think it's also important to maybe measure it out at the beginning on your fitness journey, just to kind of get an idea of what a portion size is. What we are served in the restaurants, at least in America, is way more than one serving. So you just want to get a visual of what one serving is. So a serving of this brown rice and quinoa pasta is 1 cup cooked. So the first few times, just measure it out to give yourself a good idea. And if you do decide to give up pasta and rice, you can always add it back into your diet and maybe have it just one time a day, because the calories can really add up if we're eating toast with our breakfast or oatmeal, if we're eating bread at lunchtime, if we're eating rice or pasta at dinner. It can really add up. So I like to just have it about once a day. We also always have brown rice instead of white rice, and I really like this organic short grain brown rice from Costco. I also really like the brown jasmine rice from Trader Joe's, but any brown rice is fine. And sometimes it takes a little bit of time to get used to things. So if you grew up eating white rice and you always eat white rice, but you want to switch to brown rice because it is healthier, it might take a little bit of time to get used to it. But I prefer brown rice over white rice, and your body will digest it a lot easier. So that's just something to think about. Another thing I like to keep on hand is sweet potatoes. I like to have these sometimes for lunch. I will just cut them up, drizzle some olive oil on them, put some garlic, salt, and pepper. You can season them other ways as well if you get kind of bored with that. And throw them in the oven. I usually do 400 degrees for 20 minutes, depending on how big I cut them. If I cut them really small, it takes a little longer if you cut them larger. But it's so good. It makes a great side dish. So when my family has regular potatoes, a lot of the time I will do sweet potatoes. I did want to mention a couple things for dinner, and then I will wrap this up because it's getting kind of long. Now, I have found that I can't eat a ton of really starchy foods, and lentils and beans. I love them and I have a lot of recipes with them, but I can't eat them every day. So for me, I usually stick with lean protein like chicken breasts. I love shrimp. I've been eating more fish like tuna, salmon, and things like that. But I also like to make some meals with lentils. So I have a couple of recipes with lentils. These are very filling and have a lot of protein. I do like black beans and different things like that. I have some different recipes with black beans. I hope you found this video helpful. I will have a what I ate this week plus my workouts coming soon. I know a lot of you guys said that you like those. And I have a couple other ideas for healthy eating and fitness. So let me know if you would like to see more, and I will be sure to share them with you. Thank you so much for watching.